Hello class, welcome to Stat 511 introductory video. In this video I want to go over what you can expect from this course this semester. To begin, when you open up the Stat 511 page on eCampus, you should see the announcements page. Right now you should be seeing two announcements. First, an announcement welcoming you to Stat 511 and giving you a few little highlights that you can find in the syllabus. And second, you can see week 1 announcement, which will give you the task lists that you are expected to complete this week. In this course, I generally consider a week to begin at Sunday at midnight and end Saturday at 11:59 p.m. From my perspective, this will allow you to either budget your time so that you may have your weekends available, or budget your time so that your weeks are available and you can work on the weekend. So for this first week, the first thing you should really be concerning yourselves with is familiarizing the course information tab and all the other folders located under course content, and also beginning the first part of our course content, which involves watching the Chapter 1 Part 1 video, completing the Chapter 1 Part 1 notes, reading the Chapter 1 sections 1 through 5 in your textbook, and submitting the first knowledge check. Your first knowledge check should be submitted as a single PDF document on the assignment paper in the assignment submission folder by 11:59 p.m. on Saturday. I know we do have a shorter week, but take care, or I should say take heart. The first few sections of Chapter 1 should be material that is very familiar to you, such as bar graphs, histograms, mean, median, and mode. So as far as first week materials, it really isn't too bad. So beginning our perusal of our eCampus page, we've covered the announcements. Next, we have our course content page. First folder under course content is course information. This is where you're going to find our course syllabus, our tentative class schedule, and the introduction video that you're watching now. In the course syllabus, I will lead you to read the course description and learning outcomes on your own. You do need to have the required textbook, that is Statistical Methods 3rd edition. But what I really want to discuss is the grading. So for this course, your midterm and final exam are both worth 30% of your grade. Your homework is also worth 30% of your grade, and your knowledge checks are worth 10% of your grade. I do guarantee a 90, 80, 70, 60 scale for assigning course letter grades of A, B, C, and D. For your two exams, the midterm and final, both are cumulative exams. The midterm will be posted on Wednesday, March 10th by 11:59 p.m. and will be due by Saturday, March 13th at 11:59 p.m. Your final exam will be posted May 3rd by 11:59 p.m. and will be due by Thursday, May 6th at 11:59 p.m. No makeup exams are given, and late exams are subject to a 50% off per day deduction. So to be clear, your exams are due at 11:59 p.m. and if it is submitted at 12 a.m., that means it is late and is now subject to the 50% off penalty. Knowledge checks. You'll be given 8 knowledge checks over the course of this semester. These knowledge checks are short assignments on that week material. Usually the knowledge checks are 3 to 10 questions that should not take you very long, maybe an hour at most. These assignments will be announced on Sunday of that week and will be due by 11:59 the following Saturday. So for example, your knowledge check 2 will be assigned on January 31st and will be due by 11:59 p.m. on February 6th. I have each knowledge check is going to be graded out of 5 points, but each assignment is going to be worth 1.25% of your total grade, or 10% total. You will also be given 6 homework assignments. These assignments and their due dates will be posted on eCampus. These homework assignments in general will correspond to the chapter that we are currently working on. Both the knowledge checks and homework assignments, I do not accept late work or makeups. So please, as you are given a week, turn them in on time. As far as the assignment submission, all assignments are posted on eCampus as a single PDF document. I expect each assignment to be printed out, completed legibly, scanned, and submitted as a single PDF document. If you do not have access to a scanner, there are several free apps you can use. I've had good luck using Cam Scanner in the past. Something for you guys to be aware of, if you have a slower internet connection or spotty internet connection, know that sometimes it does take a few moments to upload and submit an assignment, so you should be aware of that when submitting assignments. Translation, don't submit your assignment at the last minute, because I do not accept late work, and the excuse my internet was causing me issues is not an acceptable excuse. So that's our course syllabus. I would like to take a second to look at the course schedule. As you can see, each course schedule is marked off by the week and date and topic we'll cover, what book sections you can expect to read, and the assignment that will be due. So notice your first homework assignment is due at the end of next week, and it will cover the material of Chapter 1. Homework 2 covers Chapter 2, Homework 3 covers Chapter 3, and so on. The week you have your midterm exam, no other assignments or material is given, so you'll have time at the beginning of the week to study and review your materials, and then at the end of the week you'll be able to take your exam. Going back to our course content folder, let's drop down and look at our course notes and videos. So all of the notes and lecture videos for this course are already posted. If we select Chapter 1, you can see where we have our lecture slides. Chapter 1, Part 1 is this week. Chapter 1, Part 2 is next week. And we also have the corresponding lecture videos. Underneath course notes and videos, we have the assignments folder. In the assignments folder, you can see there is the knowledge check, homework, and exam. Currently, there is nothing under the exam that you can see. I have the exam ready to be released when it is appropriately timed. For the homework assignments, you can see that the homework assignments will be released at the appropriate time. At the time you're viewing this video, the first homework assignment should be viewable for you to begin working on. I am very particular about how you submit your assignment, mostly because I've had difficulty in the past with students not submitting homework properly or very illegibly. And part of my job as your teacher in statistics is it's not just a math course, it's also English. It's being able to clearly communicate the math that you are solving, the analysis. And so that means you need to be able to clearly communicate that. And so I am very strict about your homework assignments because that is part of the communication. And for you guys as graduate students, I'm trying to ensure that you are submitting high quality assignments in preparation for your future careers. So under the homework assignment is the homework assignment answer sheet. This will show you the various ways you need to submit your homework. If you are somebody who wants to type their homework assignment, I would suggest selecting Homework 1 Answer Sheet Word. Otherwise, if you're printing it out and completing it by hand, then I would ask that you use the PDF to print out and complete your homework by hand. For your first homework assignment, there are concept questions that are multiple choice. Your answer should go clearly on the line. And then for all the practice and exercises, you can complete in the space provided. You will scan and submit your homework assignment when it's finished to me under the assignment submission folder, which is right below the assignments folder. Going back to our assignments folder, there is the knowledge check, which you should be able to see. Right now, for the first week, knowledge check 1 should be completed and submitted by Saturday at 11:59 p.m. For this first knowledge check, you've been given a small data set and are being asked to find mean, sample medium Q1, Q3, the IQR, the variance, and then construct a box and whisker plot. Again, how will you submit this assignment? Selecting the assignment submission folder. For the first week, it is a knowledge check, and you will select knowledge check 1. You'll upload the file, submit, and then I will grade it and return it back to you. How do I return it back to you? Under my system for the Grade Center, I will be able to view your submission. Because I feel it gives you guys the best results, I actually do print out all of your homework assignments, grade them by hand, and then scan them and submit them back to you. That's why I am a stickler for having you guys submit your assignments as a single PDF document, because that enables me to easily print out your entire assignment, and also being able to consistently print out the entire class's assignment makes things easier. If you're submitting an assignment as, say, a 6-page homework assignment as 6 separate files, that means I have to print out 6 separate pages when I may be able to alter your formatting so I can make it 2 pages, which I prefer to do when possible. So beyond the assignments and the assignment submission, there is one item more that I do want to draw your attention to, and that is the assignment submission guidelines. I've gone through most of these already. That is how your assignment should be a single PDF document. Make sure you don't submit your assignments at the last minute. Your assignments are expected to be completed individually, and you should complete the assignment in the order that it was given. You do not have to type your solutions, but please be neat. And the last part of this, and certainly the most complicated part, is how you should be answering your questions. In general, this rule boils down to don't be lazy and know what you're doing. What do I mean by that? So if I ask you to complete a statistic by hand, I want you to show your work in plugging into the various formulas and giving me the correct answer and an interpretation of that answer. What I don't want to see is just a copied and pasted, say, value you typed into Excel. That doesn't tell me anything. I want to see how did you get your answer, because for this class, a lot of what we're doing is going to be completed by hand, so you can understand the theoretical as well as the practical application of statistics. For interpreting a statistic, you need to be very clear, what is this statistic? So for example, one thing that we cover particularly in the second half of this course is something called confidence intervals. And for a confidence interval, a proper interpretation of that would be something like the mean weight of the peanut bag is between 7.798 and 7.987 pounds. Something that would not be a good interpretation would be that mu is between the values in the interval. That doesn't really tell me anything. What interval, what's mu? Basically, be specific to the context of the problem. Don't give me something generic. When you give me something generic, I either assume you were being lazy, and therefore that's not a good reflection on you, or you don't know what you're talking about, which means we've got other problems. So please be clear, concise. The same goes with if you are just giving me a bunch of data and statistics and work that isn't relevant to the problem being asked. It's the same issue as doing too much. If you're giving me a bunch of stuff that isn't relevant to the problem, that tells me that you probably don't understand what's being asked, and you're just figuring if you just throw everything under the sun, you will eventually get the bullseye. Well, it doesn't work that way. I want you to clearly answer the questions and give an interpretation that is relevant to the problem being asked. So that covers the assignments and assignment submission. Next is useful tables. Part of this course is we do look at various distributions and complete hypothesis tests that follow different distributions, and so the various tables that will be necessary are included in this folder. The one you will probably use most often is the Z table, followed by T table, F table, but you will use the other tables as well. This very last table that's included is a summary table that will be more relevant for the second half of this course when we complete hypothesis test and confidence intervals, and it's just a summary table of all of that knowledge because it can get a bit confusing after a while. And then the last folder under course contents is data sets. Naturally, this is a statistics course, so we will be working with data. I have two folders, one that includes the book data sets and one that includes other data sets that we may use in this course. If you are ever looking for extra practice, you are certainly welcome to practice using these various data sets that I've included. So that brings us to the end of the course content material. Last is the tools, and the only thing I have really included in this section is my grades, so you can check on your progress throughout the semester. I do try to update grades frequently. You notice you have an assignment every week. My goal is to try to have the assignment from the previous week back to you before you submit the next assignment. I may not always be successful, but that is my general goal. So just to sum up what you should expect from this course, again, at the beginning of every week, I will put a post on eCampus letting you know what material you should be reviewing for this week. Usually it'll include a lecture video, notes, sections to read in your textbook, and an assignment that is due by the end of the week. And again, I consider the end of the week to be 11:59 on Saturday. If you have any questions, the best way to reach me is through email. I am also available to meet over Zoom if that is your preference. Sometimes, particularly if you're having a question that's a bit more complicated, I prefer to meet over Zoom because then I can always share my screen and we can work through a problem if necessary. All right, so that is the end of this introductory video. As I just said, if you have questions, please send me an email. Have a good night and good luck this semester.